I believe that counting my calories has been the single biggest change that I've made that's had the biggest impact on helping me to change my body and hit my fitness targets. If you have any skepticism about counting calories, I would suggest that you give it a try and then make your mind up later, because for me, it's just been so powerful. I have counted my calories every single day for over 450 days. After so many days, I now feel like I've got a good handle on this and it's now just routine for me. So I thought in this video, I would just share some of the things I've learnt so that you can master counting calories without having to learn from your mistakes like I have. The first bit of advice I would give about counting calories is to make sure you focus on the small things, right? So things like the oil you add to the pan, or the ketchup you put on the side of your plate, or the squash you put in your water to make it taste better. All of these things also have calories, and if you don't focus on these, then it's almost like a silent killer for your progress. I found that when I did focus on this and I tried to focus on absolutely everything I put into my body, that's when I started to see the most progress on my weight loss. You can think of this as, if you don't focus on everything, then you won't quite be as efficient as you could be. Whereas if you do focus on every single thing you eat, whether you want to lose weight or whether you want to gain weight, you'll be doing it at the most efficient rate possible. At least that's the way I like to think about it. Another thing I learned was that I found it much easier to track my calories the more simple my food was, or rather, the more unprocessed my food was. If you use sauces and you use branded ingredients and you use pre-mixed ingredients and things like that, then the amount of calories is going to be different depending on which shop you buy it from or which company you buy it from. Whereas 100 grams of chicken breast or an apple is pretty much going to be the same number of calories no matter where you buy it from. Now, using processed ingredients is not a showstopper, right? You can just read the label on the back. But if you do focus on the more pure ingredients, you may find it easier to track your calories. At least that's what I found. And as far as the actual act of counting calories goes, there are a lot of apps out there and they all pretty much do exactly the same thing. So I would suggest you just go for one of the free ones. Personally, I use Fitbit, but MyFitnessPal is also a really good app as well. I think the key is just to find an app that works for you, because you're going to have to go into this app multiple times every single day for months. So you really need to find an app that's intuitive and that you can use easily. Linked to counting calories is also calculating how many calories you burn each day. And normally we do this with fitness trackers. So I have an Apple Watch, I've got a Fitbit in the bedroom, but I found that these are not quite 100% accurate. They're absolutely brilliant as guides, but I would suggest you use it as a guide and then adjust your calculations based on the progress you're seeing. For example, for me, I take the number of calories it says on my watch and then I take 10% off this, and I find that this is a much more appropriate calorie target. Now, you may have a totally different calculation and you'll really only understand that, you'll only get that number through experience. The final bit of advice I want to give about counting calories is just that the time that you eat your food really doesn't have that big of an impact. At least that's what I found anyway. Eating at the perfect time and within certain windows will be the absolute most efficient way to lose weight. But I haven't focused on this at all and I'm still really happy with the progress that I've made. The same goes for if you eat a little bit more one day and a little bit less the next day, right? That's not going to have a big impact. Your body does not just reset at 12 o'clock each night. And over the course of weeks and months, these slight deviations, they will just get eaten up. I like to think of the human body as a sophisticated machine that can handle all of these slight errors, rather than a dumb machine that breaks down whenever in the face of the tiniest of errors. Now, I'm not a nutritionalist, so you do you, obviously, but this is the way I've been thinking and it seems to be working for me. The thing is, with all this being said, to see results from counting calories, you have to do this consistently for a very long period of time. And that is why I would suggest you watch this video next, where I give you some tips and tricks on how to stay consistent with your diet over a long period of time. So, thanks for watching. I really hope this video has helped and it's been a pleasure. I will see you in the next video.